Hello everyone, Mr. Knorr here. Today we are on Replit. This is a website that allows us to run computer code, and it kind of acts as a simulated computer. And we don't need to download any software or apps, so that means that you can use it on a tablet or even on your phone. So click that blue Start Coding button, and today we are making a computer program that multiplies fractions together, and we're going to do that in Python. So choose Python and go ahead and create that replit. Now, the way that this works is over on the right-hand side, you're going to see an area that's black. This is our console. So this is where our computer program will run. And if we need anything to display, this is where it will display over here. In the middle, underneath where it says main.py, this is where we actually type in our code. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to print the title of our program. And so to print something onto the console, we use a print function. You'll notice that there's a lowercase p. And as soon as I typed in print, it turned purple. And so the nice thing about Replit and other software is that it will change color when it recognizes something. So that kind of helps us out. Now, anything that we want to print needs to go in between these parentheses. And since we want to print text to the screen, we're going to use quotation marks. And we're going to say fraction multiplier. All right. And then if I hit run, it's going to run my fraction multiplier up here. Look at that. It printed fraction multiplier. Now, we want this to multiply two fractions together. And in order to do that, we need a numerator and denominator from each fraction. And we want the user to actually type something in. So let's go ahead and prompt the user. So let's let the user know that this is going to be our first fraction. Oops. There's no spell check, so make sure that everything is spelled correctly. So first fraction. And then we need to create a variable. Now, the purpose of a variable is to store information. So this variable is going to store the first numerator that we type in. And I'm going to abbreviate numerator to num just because it is much quicker to type in every time. So num1 is going to be equal to a number. So we start with letting the computer know that it's going to be a number by typing in int. And then in parentheses, we're looking for an input. And then you need to add another set of parentheses. And now we're going to put the text that's going to appear on the screen to let the user know what we want them to type in. So what is the numerator? And then if I run this, let's just check it. It now says, what is the numerator on the screen? And see how it turned white right here? So it's asking for us to type in a number. So let's go ahead and type in a number. We'll do 1 for a numerator. And then our program ends because that's where our program ends over here. So let's repeat this. And this time we're looking for denominator 1. So equals integer, input, text, what is the denominator? And again, I'm going really fast. If you need to pause this, rewatch something, go for it. I'm doing this on my computer so I can type a lot faster than some of you can on a tablet. And then let's just see if this can print out sort of in what looks like a fraction. It's not actually going to print out a fraction. There's a way to do that, but for this, we're just going to kind of trick the computer into displaying a fraction. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go print, and we're going to say, I want you to print whatever num1 is equal to. So whatever the user typed in when they saw what is the numerator, and then we use commas to separate. So we're going to separate it, and we want the denominator. So let's go ahead and run this. And it says, what is the numerator? And I hit 1. What is the denominator? I hit 2. And now I have 1 over 2. Well, that's not quite what I wanted because I need the little slash so it looks like a fraction. So to do that, we're just going to add a little piece of text. We're going to add that slash in as a piece of text. Let's run it again. Let's go 1, 2. And now it looks like 1/2. Okay. We are essentially just going to repeat this again, but this time we want a second numerator. Oh, let's prompt the user first. Print second fraction. Okay, so num2 equals integer input. What is the numerator? And same thing for denominator 2 equals integer input. What is the denominator? Okay, and then let's go ahead and print this out just so that we can verify it. So num2, comma, quotation marks, slash, comma, denominator 2. Let's run it, and let's see what happens over here. So what is the numerator? 1/2 and 3/4. And look at that. So we have 1/2 and 3/4. So we know that it's storing this information. And so now we need to do some math. And I know in multiplying fractions, a number times a number is a product. So let's go the numeral product. And you'll notice I capitalized the P. This is just something that we do in computer programming, where if we have two words, we'll do a capital letter, or sometimes we'll do an underscore to separate them. For this one, I'm just going to do this because it's easier on a tablet to type. So the numerator product equals, and now we're doing some math, numerator 1 times numerator 2. And you'll notice that we use the little asterisk symbol right here. That means multiplication. We don't use an X or a dot. We use that little asterisk, and that's our symbol meaning multiply. So num product is going to equal this number times this number. Same thing with denominator product is going to equal denominator 1 times denominator 2. And then we can print, if we print this out, and my numerator is numerator product and my denominator is denominator product, it should be our answer. So let's print out. The answer is, comma, num product, comma, slash, comma, denominator product. And let's go ahead and run this. And let's do a 1/2 and a 1/2, because I know 1/2 of 1/2 is 1/4. So we can check this really quick. So 1/2 of 1/2 is, and look at that, our answer is 1/4. So it did 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 2 is 4. Let's run this again. Let's try 2/5 and 1/4. And this should be 2 times 1 is 2, and 5 times 4 is 20. So this should be 2/20. And there we go. Our answer is 2/20. So this is working. Now, one thing to note, in a print statement, if you accidentally remove a comma, it will crash the entire program. Watch this. Doesn't work. So please make sure that everything is exactly as I have written up here. All right, so that's it. The reason why we want to do a computer program is because we can do this multiple times over and over again. And if we wanted to, we could do really big fractions. So up to the thousands, you could do millions, billions, and it calculates it literally in a fraction of a second. So it can be very useful if we know how to write some computer code that can do math for us. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're successful. And again, just remember that everything needs to be exactly as I have written. Otherwise, it's not going to work. All right, I hope you enjoyed this Python tutorial on how to make a fraction multiplier. Thank you for watching.